Welcome everybody to this video. My name is Ali. Today we're going to discuss chapter 3 of the cryptocurrency course. In this chapter, we're going to discuss the basics of technical analysis. Technical analysis is basically analyzing the price swings, the charts of a certain asset in order to determine if it's a good um, moment to step into the market. And this way we can also analyze what's happening in the market on a global level and see if the fundamentals align with the technicals. So yeah, I'm gonna discuss the basic stuff with you guys in this chapter. So just sit back and enjoy this video. Let's continue. Table of content. I've decided to divide this chapter in four parts. The first part we're gonna discuss the basics of basics, the candle chart. The second part we're gonna discuss in when to determine when it's a good way to enter the certain asset. And the third part, we're going to talk about some trading wisdoms. And the fourth part, we're going to discuss some good technical analysis, researchers. All right, let's hop in. So, first of all, before I want to tell you guys about investing is not just buying an asset and hoping that something will skyrocket in the future. We always have to be able to explain why a certain asset is increasing so much in price or why a certain asset is decreasing in price. There should always be a logical reason behind it. All right? So, basically what happens with cryptocurrency, we all know that the cycle of Bitcoin exists out of 4 years cycle theory. This 4 year cycle theory is coded within Bitcoin itself. Hence, the market tends to move and behave in a certain way within this 4 year time frame. So, I've got this chart. I got it from the internet. It's from this person, so credits goes to him. He has made a beautiful chart about the emotions that comes with the market as well. So every stage of the market, when it's at its lowest point and when it's at its highest points and everything in between, is connected with human emotions. The reason why human emotions is very important to understand in the crypto market is because we invest with our money, and money um, belongs to our primarily needs in our daily lives, and it is such an important asset that if you give it to someone, he becomes happy, and if you take it away from someone, he becomes emotional. So if you want to maximize your profit, you need to understand first the human emotions, the human mindset, the way human behaves, and how the markets are moving their way, and how the big institutions and the big parties are controlling the market in order to maximize their profit. So you need to know a lot of stuff, a lot of aspects of investing. It's not just simply buying and holding. No, you need to understand the market from a big picture. So, the psychology of crypto market cycle. So in this side, you see the time zone, which is the 4 year cycle theory. And in this side, you can see the fear and greed index, and this also indicates the price. So at the beginning of the stage, when the market is very low, when it doesn't get covered a lot in the media, on social media, whatever, this is the stage where we as investors should buy an asset that has long-term potential, such as Bitcoin. So, in the beginning of the stage, you will see disbelief. People don't believe in the market, and when the markets tend to rise, increase in price, then people will start to have hope, and then suddenly it will correct. But if you look at the way the price correct, you can see that it's retesting the previous high of the price cycle. Then it's moving up, and then you will come to optimism, and then it's retesting the high of the hope part again, and then we go to belief through and euphoria. This part of the cycle is where everybody becomes delusional and they just start throwing their money into the crypto asset or a stock just to uh, FOMO in. FOMO means fear of missing out. So this last part is a cycle where a lot of retail step in. A lot of people who are uneducated about the markets, people who are really lazy, people who are not willing to study about the crypto market and about economy and in general, they just suddenly become investing gurus or investing how do you say financials. Suddenly they just tend to talk about crypto and whatever. And when you see this happen, it's a big sign that it's time to get out the market and take profits. Believe me, I've been in here. I've been there. Anyways, so what are we gonna do? We with every cycle there's some emotion attached, and we need to understand this emotion cycle as well. So the Warren Buffett, it's a well-known investor. He said, "Be fearful when people are greedy." So in this side, and be greedy when people are fearful. So when the markets are crashing and correcting, this is the moment we buy in. It's simple as that. All right. So this is the way the human being works. The markets, this is also really important to understand. The bear market, which is this side of the market, when the market tends to correct and goes lower and lower and finds a new bottom, this is the moment when people become fearful, angry, will start to panic, will eventually become depressed, whatever. So what we can understand from this is that if people are still um, unfaithful, or how do you say that? Uh, they are not certain about the market, this indicates that there is a lot of potential to increase in its price, because the markets, they always end in euphoria, and euphoria is a state where the parabolic moves comes in, where people become so delusional that they will call out like crazy absurd targets, and they will believe that the market's going up forever. So if this happens and you see that the market is increasing in price every week, this is a sign that we're in the bull market, and it's a good way to take your profits just dollar cost average out. That's what we got to do before the market is going to correct, and all your profits to just disappear in a blink of an eye. In a blink of an eye. So you got to keep that in mind. So this is basically the emotional state of the market. Everybody becomes happy, but we got to realize when we take profit, somebody else take a loss. So it's not always winners. That's the reason why the the majority doesn't end up profitable, right? So you got to see the bigger picture. If you doubt, you always got to zoom out. When the markets are going up, you got to realize there are also big corrections when the markets are going to the euphoria phase. So we're now, till this very day, I believe that we're in optimism state, where a lot of companies and big institutions are listing Bitcoin and trading Bitcoin as ETFs. So I call it BTFs. All right, it's the 2nd of December 2021. So we can still see that the market is still not in a in the parabolic curve. I expect it to happen in this month, and most likely perhaps the altcoins in the second month as well. I mean, in January 2022, but we'll see, what's going to happen. All right, general interpretation. So this website is called tradingview.com. You can create an account here for free and watch all the chart swings, price swings, whatever, for free. So the first thing that we got to discuss is, I'm going to show you guys this on the website directly, so you don't have to um, just zoom in on the picture. All right, I'm going to do some stuff for you guys. I'm going to remove this. All right, so if you want to look at, so if you go to tradingview.com, so over here, this is the website. This is how the website look like. You got to click on charts. Okay, make sure you got an account so you can watch the charts for free. Otherwise, you have a trial and you have a specific amount of time to look at the charts, and then you will get logged out. All right, you double click. If you have indicators on, you want to remove it, just double click on the chart. Simple as that, and boom, they're disappearing. Let's say the chart is like extremely like this. You just click on auto over here. Look, I'm gonna remove myself a little bit. Click on auto, and then boom, everything will be corrected automatically. So if you want to know what kind of chart we're looking at, we got to look at the left top corner of the screen. If we want to talk about Bitcoin, we can also click on this button, and we can see all the stuff that I have added personally, and I've organized it with colors. So basically, that is Bitcoin. But if you zoom in all the way back, you can see that this data only goes to 17th of August 2017. But I want to have knowledge about what happens before that, because Bitcoin was created 2009 out of my head. So we click on this BLX chart. You just type it in here, BLX. You see Brave New Coin Liquid Index for Bitcoin. This one has more historical data. Look, this one goes all the way back when Bitcoin is trading around $0. I wish I was in here. So around 2010. Anyways, on the top of the screen, you can look at the candles. This is the time frame. So each candle, a candle basically is this. This is a candle. This candle displays 24 hours. If I click on here, this means that each candle displays a week, which means 7 days. All right. If I click on here on M, which is the month, you can also click on this arrow. If you favorite it, it will appear up here. If you unfavorite, it will disappear. So I click on month, so every candle displays the month in each, the amount of days in each month. Okay. So we're going to click on daily because the best thing to do is to analyze the chart on the longer time frame because longer time frame is king. Otherwise, if you zoom in too much, you will become too emotional about the price swings and whatever. So on the right side, we have the price, and on the bottom, we have the time frame. All right. So we can see here back in 2019, we saw, back in 2020, we saw the market was crashing, like from here to here, boom, 62%. What happened in March? The pandemic. People got fearful because of the pandemic. The virus was spreading all around the world. But what happened? Even though the market corrected, it dumped all the way down with how much percent? With almost 70%. If you bought in over here, you were profitable. Look what happened afterwards. The market were increasing. I personally invested over here. I skipped this part because I was a bit fearful as well because I was new in the crypto market. I started investing in crypto in Q4 2019, so it was basically over here on this part. This is when I stepped into the market, but not with a lot of money because I was still new. I didn't understand how to do TA. I didn't understand even these charts, so I was completely new. So, anyways, yeah, you can draw some lines. Okay, let's see what the PowerPoint says. We have discussed the timestamps. All right. So if you basically on the left top corner, we can see the coin that we're watching right now. Let's say if you want to watch Ethereum, we just click on Ethereum. You go to a coin market cap. Look, I'm gonna show you guys, teach you something. Let's say you want to watch Solana. Okay. So the first three letters of Solana is SOL. Then you click here, over here. You click on SOL, and then you want to check on, do you want to check it in euros? Do you want to check it in USDC? Or do you want to check it in USDT? Most of the time I do USDT, and then click on what exchange you want to look at. Some charts, they don't show a lot of historical data because Solana on the Binance platform, it's because Binance didn't listed this coin before August 2020. Okay, so that's why you don't have all the data. That's the reason you should check multiple charts so you have more historical data. Look, this one goes to August 2021, so I prefer this one so I have more historical data, and more historical data means the better our analysis would be. Okay, history doesn't repeat itself, but it certainly rhymes. All right, but we're gonna watch Bitcoin. Okay, I prefer watching Bitcoin. So the first thing that we got to do is we got to draw the support line. Basically, the support line means is all right. The support line basically indicates that we do it over here. Yeah, I'm gonna do it here as well. This was the previous all-time high, okay, in 2020. I'm gonna make this orange. So when the market was trading in around this price range, we saw that Bitcoin price was decreasing, okay? And the moment, look, and this was the support line, something like this. You can ignore this because this was a black swan event, all right? But basically, every time Bitcoin hit this line, it blew up, okay? It found great support over here. And every time Bitcoin touched this line, this is called a support line. Excuse me, I was on a call, I didn't know. So every time Bitcoin touched this support line, resistance line, we saw that the markets were correcting, all right? The price decreased. So this line is called a support, all right? It's called the support, and this is called this line over here is called the resistance, right? So the moment Bitcoin broke this resistance line, look what happens. It broke out of it, it retested it as new support, and then it went into a parabolic move. Look, boom, this is what happens. Look what happens, boom. So now, all right, I'm gonna show you guys something. This was the new support line. Look over here. This this is almost going vertical, man. You can't draw like a clear support line over here, but whatever, you know. We can try it out. Something like this. Something like this. Every time Bitcoin touched this line, it went up, and went up, and went up, and went up. And this is called a new trend, okay? And how can you determine when something is a trend and what is a support line, what is a resistance line? A resistance line indicates the price has a lot of struggles breaking that resistance level. And support means the price always finds support over here, which means it's found its new foundation, and then it's going trending up. So the trend is your friend until the end. So basically what this means is every time Bitcoin touched this trend, it went up, it went parabolic. So this was your trend, this yellow line. I'm gonna make this, let's make this purple, so it's more easy for you to follow. All right. So the moment when Bitcoin broke this trend line, it didn't become our friend. This means that we gotta run. We gotta run from the markets. And this, it broke, and then look what happened. Bam, it decreased. And now Bitcoin is forming a new trend over here. So something approximately around here. Depends on how you draw the lines. Can be something like this as well. You know, can be something like this. So it's completely the way you look at the chart. That's why I love technical analysis. So the moment Bitcoin touched this line, it's gonna go up. So this means that Bitcoin this is the new, if you look at this line, this is the new resistance line. Oh, excuse me, resistance line. And this is the new support line. All right, let's just call it support. So what we can expect right now is if Bitcoin breaks this target of 60K, is gonna go parabolic again. All right, it's gonna increase in price, and my price prediction is somewhere around 280K, the cycle top. So this shows that there is a lot of strength in the market to increase in its price. This is what happens if you don't know what's happening with the market cycle. You're just gonna become fearful if things tends to correct. All right, so this is basically the basics of how to read a chart. All right. All right, all right, right. Coin name, micro, and all these price movements, they also display what is happening with the world. You know, when we when the market was crashing in around May, this was when people talked about Bitcoin, about they are wasting a lot of energy. It's not you know, economic, it's not economic, how do you say, it's environmental friendly, it's wasting a lot of energy and so on. People talk bad about Bitcoin, and this is basically what uh, made the investors fearful, and they sold their crypto assets. So if you invest it over here, just hold it, you're just going to increase in price. So what's going to happen, like, if you don't know how the market works, you will think that this is the blow off top, this is the highest peak of the cycle, but that's not what happened. This is basically this part, optimism over here, when the market's correct and it's slowly gonna go up into the parabolic, the real parabolic phase. And this is what happens. We created a higher high. Look over here. If you look at the tops, it increased in price. So that's why I believe there's still a parabolic move coming up. All right. So in order to understand the asset that you're going to invest in, you need to understand the economy on a global level as well. You need to understand what is happening with the world. You need to follow the trend on the global level. So there are some external indicators that have a lot of influence in the market price, such as holidays, elections, the pandemic, crisis, and so on. So, and we're going to discuss the patterns that are forming in the chart. We're going to discuss them in the next chapters. So for now, this is the general interpretation of a chart. All right. Now, how do we read a candle body? So OCHL, opening, close, highest point, lowest point. Okay. So this is what they call a bullish candle. It's most of the time it is green in the normal chart. But I personally changed the color of the candles because if you look at, I'm gonna show you guys something else. Look, in this chart, everything is green and red. Green indicates the color green indicates that the market price is going up. Red indicates that the market price is going down. So what happens with the human being is if you show them this color, they will become positive. They will think without knowing, they will think positive about the market. And if they see the markets turning red, they will become fearful. There's also a certain psychology behind colors as well. So I'm gonna look up the charts if I can find it for you guys. There's a really important chart about colors and whatever. Every color has a meaning. I'm gonna see if I can find it for you guys. The psychology behind colors. Yeah, this is it. I got it. I found it. Look, psychology and branding. For example, the yellow color, what kind of emotions are involved with the color yellow? Optimism, warmth, clarity, hunger. That's why the logo of McDonald's is yellow. Orange displays fearful, cheerful, confidence. Red, bold, power, excitement. Blue, just read it for yourself so you can understand um, this the psychology behind the colors. And for me as an investor, I want to look at the chart in the most transparent way without watching with emotions. That's my goal. This is the reason why I changed the color of the candles. So I basically changed the candle body colors over here. This is what I did. Save as default. Let's call it less emotion. We save it and boom, we can let's go to apply defaults. Look, this is the normal settings. It's red and blue, but if I go to my less emotion, then I have to think and look twice if I want to understand if the market is going up or down. This way, I will not look with too much emotion at the chart. So this is what I do personally. So it's a personal preference. I learned this from another YouTuber called Uncomplimation out of my head. So shout out to him. Credits goes to him. All right, but anyways, green candle indicates that the market is increasing in price. So how do you read this? The bottom of this candle body is the opening price. Let's say it opens at $10 and it closes at $20. It means the price is increased, and the candle body displays 1 hour, okay, 60 minutes. The top side of the candle body displays the closing price. But the lowest point of this candle, this is called the wick, which you see over here, which means that the price was opened on $10 per asset, but it reached the lowest point within this hour of $8, and then it reached the highest point of $12, but eventually it closed on, excuse me, on 22, but it closed on $20. Okay, this is what you call candle body: opening, close, highest point, lowest point. Red is the opposite. It opened over here, but it closed at a lower price. And the lowest price of this candle body indicates this wick. The highest indicates this wick. Okay. Blue is, green is bullish. Red is bearish. If you want to memorize these terms, you just gotta basically think like this: if a bull is pinching you with his horn like this, trust me, you're gonna fly. This is the way I memorized it myself. So bullish means bull. So if he pinches me with his horn, I'm gonna fly in the air. All right. And if a bear is just grabbing you, he's throwing you down the floor. That's what indicates the bear market. All right. Each market has its own character. So in order to be a professional trader of a certain asset, you need to analyze the asset in a longer time frame. You need to understand all the market structure, segments, and whatever, and the news that is involving in this asset as well. All right, let's continue. This is an assignment. This is what I do in my live course lessons. These live lessons are not free, but this video is. So I'm gonna skip this slide for now. If you wanna if you want to get a personal coaching, you can do that, but you have to pay 50 euros beforehand um, on PayPal, whatever. I leave the details in the video below. But trust me, you don't need it. You can. This video is just enough for you. Support and resistance. Look. So if we look at this chart displays the Ethereum chart. Okay, you can read it over here, and the collateral is Tether USDT. The time frame of this chart is 2 hours, which means each candle displays 2 hours, 120 minutes. Fundamental analysis, Ethereum is also upgrading its network, and it said on the 4th of August 2020, this is the moment when I also bought a lot of Ethereum, they said there was a testnet launch coming up. So I knew that if you want to participate in this testnet launch, you need to gather 32 Ethereum at least. So I knew that the price is going to increase before the 20th of August. The 4th of August, excuse me. And on the time frame, we can see before August reached, the price was pumping like crazy because people were buying Ethereum like crazy to participate in this testnet launch. So if you know the fundamentals, you can understand that when the price is going to increase and the price swings, the way the price moves, it is also an indication when the markets are going up or down. I'm going to teach you guys this in the upcoming lessons when you see a confirmation of the fundamentals with the technicals. If they align and you come to a good conclusion, you can make a lot of money. Trust me, a lot of money. So we can see that the moment Ethereum broke the $250 mark, it went parabolic. All right, on the 2-hour time frame. So the breakout was really positive. This was the support line, this was the resistance line, and once it broke the resistance line, boom, it went vertical. So, but this chart is on 2-hour time frame. But if we zoom out on the longer time frame, look, this is the same chart, but on the daily time frame, we can see it's the same Ethereum against the collateral, which is USDT. It's on the daily time frame, which means we're seeing the complete picture. In the previous one, we saw a part of the picture. It's like a piece of a puzzle, but now we see the whole puzzle. So this line, which you see over here, the white line, this is what we see over here on the shorter time frame. And this is what happened. Boom. From $250, it increased all the way up to $480. It's insane. It almost doubled in price. But now Ethereum is now trading against $4,000. So people who bought in here are in a lot of profits. I personally bought a lot of Ethereum in here as well. So, but anyways, the reason why I didn't sell Ethereum is because it's severely undervalued. Even at $4,000, it's severely undervalued. Trust me. You will learn this if you do your research and understand more about cryptocurrency and what Ethereum has to offer. Then you will understand, like, okay, this is what's going to happen. So anyways, the same pattern what we see over here is happening over here as well. So the moment we broke this, eventually we see that poof, the price is going to increase. So that's why there is a trader, a famous trader, I don't know what his name is. He had a saying which goes like this: show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. So sometimes in the charts, you can also see when the price is going to increase immensely and when it's going to correct itself. All right, let's continue. The breakout volume. Okay, we can see that this chart displays Bitcoin. The collateral is USDT. The volume indicates that if a breakout is playing out, this is a breakout when it breaks the resistance line. We need a lot of volume to support this breakout. A volume indicates how much people are buying this asset right now. Because one person can also buy a lot of Ethereum, but it's only one person, which indicates that the volume is low. So this person can just fake pump the markets with a lot of money, and then when some people buy in, he will sell it all. So the volume is an important indication to see if a breakout is legit or not. All right. You need to understand the fake outs. Sometimes fake outs, the prices tend to go up and then it's suddenly going down because this is the way the market works. A lot of people who are leverage trading, I'll explain that in chapter 9. They are over leveraging themselves and they will get wrecked when the markets are tending to pump, and then they will crash in a flash crash, and then they will get liquidated with their trades. So you got to be careful for the wicks. Leverage trading, make sure to put your stop loss. I will understand this more in details in chapter 9, okay? And remember, when the markets are increasing in price, take profits along the way. It doesn't hurt to take profits. Nobody lost money by taking profits. At the end, you can always say like, if I hold strong just enough, I would have made more money. Of course, it's always like that, but nobody can see when the top is going to be, and nobody can see when the bottom is going to be for a certain asset. That's why you need to have a strategy. Are you going to invest long term, like 10 years, or are you going to invest short term or mid term? All right, candlesticks and interpretation. Some candlesticks, they also indicates if something is bullish or bearish. And this candlesticks I personally do my interpretation on the longer time frame. This is when I can see if a trend is going to reverse. And when the markets are crashing, I'll look at the candles. If I see a bullish candle, I can understand with other technicals, of course, if the markets is going to make a reversal to the upside. Like for example here, the market is bullish, and then it suddenly goes bearish, and then it goes bullish, and then it goes bearish, and then it goes bullish, and so on. So these candles, they also indicates if a market's going to continue or not. All right, so this is called the bullish engulfing candle. The green candle is bigger than the red candle. The morning star, you can see a big red candle, and then a doji, and then a big green candle. And then you have piercing, you have the hammer, you have the dragonfly doji. So basically what you can do is you can just open a chart on tradingview.com and look for these patterns yourself and test it out. It's very important to recognize these patterns in real time. So if you see these candles on smaller time frames, such as minutes or seconds, while the trend on bigger time frames shows the opposite, ignore the candle interpretation and look at the bigger picture, meaning bigger time frame. The trend first, indicator seconds. The trend is basically this. This is the trend. You can see the trend and spot the trend when you see the charts on the longer time frame. Longer time frame is king. The trend is your friend until the end, and then you look at the indicators. The indicators can be the patterns, the candle formation, the chart patterns, the indicators such as I'm going to show you in TradingView. If you look at here, such as for example the RSI, the stochastic RSI, and the MACD. These are all indicators. You also have the CPR, you also have the EMAs, exponential moving averages, and you also have the volume over here. All right, but I'm just going to remove it for now because otherwise it will get too much for you guys for now. So this is the volume. This volume indicates when a lot of people are selling or buying. So you can see the spikes over here. You can see also the spike over here, the green candle. A lot of people were buying here back in the pandemic crash. So anyways, but we got to realize also, this is something that I want to point out, is the patterns and the indicators are lagging indicators, which means that they're falling behind. All right, so you got to make a good estimation of the price movements and what's going to happen. All right, excuse me, my apologies. The candlesticks interpretation, we already discussed this. And then researchers, technical analysis. There are a lot of great YouTubers out there who do their research a lot, and these are my personal favorite technical analysis researchers. They teach me a lot, and I love to look at the chart from another perspective. If you see the chart, everybody sees the same thing, but if they're going to do their own analysis, everybody looks from a different perspective. That's why it is very important to look at the charts from different perspective as well. You don't have to agree with it, but just be open-minded. All right. Crypto Portrait, Crypto Anup, trust me, he's one of the best technical analysis out there. He's explaining it on a expert level, trust me. On all time frames, longer time frame, mid length time frame, and also short time frame. He does it like perfectly. I learned so much from him. We also have Zamoon, we have Crypto, and we also have CoinScat, but we also have something special, and I'm gonna show you guys this, which is called DEY Investing YouTube. Look, this guy, trust me, I learned so much from him because he analyzes the market, not only the market structure, but also the market structure and the emotional side, the psychology side of it as well. So we can understand what we can expect from the media, from the price swings, and that he's basically like reassuring us, like, relax, everything is gonna be fine, even though the markets are crashing. He's like unique, man. I love him so much. I learn so much from him. I watch his video every day, man. If his videos is uploaded on YouTube. So pick two, I would say crypto, pot trade, and DIY investing. Koitskid is also, his videos are really short and to the point. I love him so much. So yeah, it's just pick your own. Just look on YouTube. There are a lot of technical traders out there. Trading wisdom. This is what we got to realize, that if you're gonna invest, trust me, you're gonna lose a lot of money in the beginning. It's natural. If you try something new, you lose a lot of money. You make a lot of mistakes. But these signs, failures and mistakes, is a good sign of improvement. You're trying out something new. So what you gotta do is, unsuccessful people, they tend to, how do you say, they don't learn from their mistakes. It piles up on them, like on a and in a mentally way, and they just get demotivated. No, but successful people, they use all their mistakes as lessons, and they use it as a brick to climb up, to improve. That's what I did personally in 2019. Trust me, I was a noob. I didn't know anything about investing. I didn't know how to invest. I couldn't read charts. I couldn't do anything. But I learned it by reading books. The Bitcoin Standard, Rich Dad Poor Dad, changed my mindset, literally. And it took me like almost like 2 years or something to understand the market, what's going on. Until this very day, I'm still buying a lot of cryptocurrency, investing my money for the longer time frame. So you got to realize that I'm learning till this very day. Um, Stuff that I really understand, I can teach it to you guys for free. It's no problem at all. I love to do it. I learned it from free on the internet as well. So I'm just gonna give it to the other people. So anyways, what you gotta do is emotional discipline. Profits are gifts, losses are lessons. Simple as that. All right. The key to trading success is emotional discipline. Every loss is a lesson. Every profit is a gift. All right. So we're learning. And even though data shows, I read it back in the days when I was new in investing. I saw an article somewhere on the internet, and it said like 97% of the investors are unsuccessful. When I saw that, I immediately switched my mindset. I was like, I'm gonna be the 3% that's gonna be successful, and I'm gonna prove it myself. Not even the other people, but myself. And eventually, till this very day, I'm super happy about it. And I really wish that everybody can invest with the same mindset that I have. But you gotta realize you have to put a lot of hours into researching and studying. It's not easy. I can tell you that. But once you understand it, it's very simple. Just like algebra, like math. Once you understand the formula, it's very easy. It's not rocket science. All right, the disclaimer, it's also in the video description below. Everything you do and learn here is not financial advice. It's just my personal perspective on the market. I just learn stuff that yeah, my own experience, and I'm super happy and successful with investing. So I want to share it with you. But the outcome is on you, man. It's not on me. This is the disclaimer. Not a financial advisor. Do your own research, and everything will be fine. I really want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you learned a lot. And trust me, for now it's a bit complicated, but we will learn more as we progress in this course. And as always, guys, happy learning. Thank you.